Hello everyone, welcome, or welcome back. You are listening to Unfiltered with D and G. As in Dan and George, I am George, this is my co-host Dan.
Right.
Welcome, go ahead.
Welcome to episode 22.
22.
22 already.
22, wow.
Customary cheers. Once again, I have a shot of nice Jack Daniel's apple today, and it's delicious.
Shot of, what do I have again?
Yeah, Fireball.
I can't even remember.
I do want to start off with a quick update with our local news.
Start us off, buddy.
We're here in El Paso. We got 26 new cases of COVID-19. It's a total of 531 people. The death toll remains at 8. That's a lot for our little town.
531.
So how do you feel about that?
So 2 weeks ago, there was only, 45?
Yeah, cases.
And
now we're up to 531.
500?
With social distancing. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, with social distancing.
And a closed economy, and it jumped up quite a bit, but only 8 deaths. Now, I don't know.
It's not bad.
It's really not that bad when you think about it. I mean, it's unfortunate for 8 souls, but to close down a city, in a sense, again, we've talked about the cure against the disease, and, it is 8 people, it's hard to put a number on a soul.
Is it worth closing the economy for 8 people? For the
It sucks.
But here's the thing, is we don't know how many we saved by closing the city.
Absolutely agree. Yeah,
so
you don't know.
We really don't know.
That's true, because it could have been 16 people. I mean, I'm not trying to be that type of guy, but I wonder, though.
You know what? That's the thing. We'll never know.
The thing is, I do wonder, though, if we look back a year or 2 years from now, we look back and go, all these other areas spiked because of what took place now. So we saved lives, but the ripple effect in other areas like domestic violence, child abuse, divorce rate, depression, people in isolation just going nuts, the mental issues that take place. I mean, isn't that just as important?
Absolutely.
What about bankruptcies?
Bankruptcies and
foreclosures.
Lost, business.
Yeah, you put your whole life savings into a business and you lose it.
Their dream of the business.
Dreams are dead.
They're dead.
More dead dreams than dead people.
Probably, actually.
It would have to be more than 8.
More than 8 businesses had to have closed down.
Yeah. So, I look at all of that and I go, I understand, but let's say those 8 people are all people in their 90s. I mean, they would have died of natural causes anyway. I mean, seriously. I mean, come on. They lived a life. But it's a tough one. I'm not poking like any kind of, I'm not trying to.
No, I understand.
I mean, it's just one of those things that, 8 people, I bet more than 8 people die every day in the city anyway.
What you're asking is, was it worth the situation we are in now for those
8 people?
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
Really, for the people that we saved, which we'll never know.
But let's say though.
So the number that we're trying to save, we'll never know. Was it worth, we'll never know the answer. We'll never know the answer because was it worth saving the amount of lives we saved, which is an unknown number, that we did all this for?
Right. But let's say this though. In the city of El Paso, there's easily 600,000 people. With people coming over the border in the surrounding cities, let's just jump that up to 750,000 people.
Okay.
We have 531 confirmed cases and 8 deaths. That's basically no one.
Yeah.
In the 531 confirmed cases, only 8 people died. So the percentage of getting it is next to none. The percentage of dying from it is next to none. And it's amazing how we shut down a city.
Well, we got to that low percentage because we shut down the city.
Do we know that?
So do we
know that to be true?
But that's the thing.
We don't know anything.
We will never know.
But what we do know is the economy will suffer. People will be
suffering right now. Yeah,
hardships.
Absolutely.
And I'm not pro, opening up businesses at all. I mean, I'm fine with staying home and drinking all day and talking to you, my friend. I mean, in all honesty, I'm fine with it.
I'm sure everyone is.
Exactly. I'm not saying let's open up early.
That's the thing is,
hey, bring me to Christmas.
I'm wondering, all these people on social media that say stay home, everyone needs to stay home. I wonder if they secretly just want the world to burn.
Could.
If they just want the world to be, let's just shut the world down forever and everyone stay home and let's just
yes. Well, it's just total anarchy and society collapse.
Let's just collapse
because their lives are shit anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, they want the rest of us to go down with them.
Exactly.
I totally get it.
Exactly.
And I understand it. I comprehend. I don't know. Is this world going to become Mad Max, one day? The Road Warrior, Gas is actually very cheap right now. But yet, no one's traveling anywhere.
So I saw this video, because that's mostly anything I do anymore.
Was that RedTube? I completed the RedTube app.
No, this was YouTube.
Have you noticed my right arm is really fit?
You gotta switch. To make it
I
easy.
can't, and it feels like a stranger.
Well, that's even better. So on YouTube, there's this one video that said one of the few indicators that collapse, that is a warning for what do you call it? Not an economy, but a civilization collapsing is the price of fuel, the price of oil. If the price of oil or the price of fuel goes down to a certain point for a certain period of time, that's an indicator of the start of a demise of a civilization.
That's interesting.
So
that's interesting.
We're at that point of the fuel right now is like $1.50, right?
It's very cheap. Yeah,
It's
about
very
$1.50,
cheap.
$1.60.
So the longer this thing goes with fuel, supposedly that's an indicator that our economy is starting to it's going to spiral down.
Well, when you have 22 million people on unemployment plus, I mean, they have to lower these items if you want.
We're not, I guess, depression is not until we get to 30%, 30 to 35%. I think that's the point where we get into a depression, which I actually don't even know what that means. What does that mean when we get into depression?
In the Great Depression, there was 20 million, I believe, people unemployed, but
the population
was different, right? So I think we do have to hit like 30 to 35 million, but people are saying we're already hitting a depression right now. I mean, because there's so many more people going to go on unemployment, and the repercussions of all these small businesses that aren't going to be able to reopen. And if they do, it's just going to be very difficult. Now, for instance, will people just automatically, when the economy opens up, are they going to go into large crowds? Are they going to visit businesses? Yeah, there's two thoughts to it, though. There are two thoughts. One is everyone's cooped up. They want to get out.
Right.
And the other side to that is people are scared to go out because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to give it to my loved ones. I don't want to give it to my children. I don't want to give it to my older, relatives or, my parents.
Right.
And, it might take a year and a half to get back on track. Oh, it's like what business can survive a year and a half without business?
No, I mean,
they're all going to fold.
It's supposed to go into phases. So we're supposed to open up the economy or, open up whatever, the city in phases. So only certain businesses are going to open up at first, and then slowly these places where large groups gather are going to start following.
Sure. But retail and large gatherings is where, that's where people work.
Almost all businesses are large gatherings.
Yeah, and then the restaurants, though, they cannot remain on curbside. That's just it's ridiculous.
No, there's no way. I mean, to have a brick and mortar place at a premium location, to pay rent at that location just to have curbside,
they can't afford it.
Is not. Yeah, it's not.
And if they have to continue to do that, or let's say their occupancy is cut in half because every other table is no longer allowed because of social distancing, how can they reopen and make a profit?
Yeah,
they're going to have to raise their prices.
Right.
Every meal is going to be $2-3 more to pay that rent.
Right.
And then are people going to want to continue going to these places? And how many people are really going to feel comfortable going and having people in masks serve you with their rubber gloves, which I think are just as dirty as their hands,
right? Because
they're handling all this crap, and I don't want them serving me with their gloves. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just it's kind of weird.
I think the masks are going to be the norm these days.
I agree.
Everyone's wearing a mask because they don't want to spread it to other people. If they're infected and they don't know it, they should wear masks, because if they start talking and then the spit comes out and starts spitting on surfaces, and then people touch those surfaces, and then the spread gets.
Every place I've been to now has like spit guards and safety things.
That's how they have it in
everywhere.
China. So in China, they have these restaurants that are open, but once you sit down on the table, the server puts down a plexiglass wall between you and the other side of the table. So when you're talking, I guess the plexiglass wall between you and your company, that's what stops the spit or whatever from going from your mouth to their plate. But I mean, that's just going to be so weird. You're on your table, and there's this plexiglass. It's almost as if you're in prison and you're visiting someone in prison.
I might as well stay home. That's the way I look at it. I'm more comfortable. I think that the majority
Why don't you
of
just
people
bring your friends to your place.
That's it.
And talk normal.
But I think the majority of people are going to feel very uncomfortable with so many safety protocols of health that it's better to just stay home. So I think investments in any delivery system of food or goods is a good investment, but there's just too much weirdness that's going to take place for a number of years. And I don't see how businesses can afford, there's a thing, you go to Walmart even, or Sam's Club, they can only allow so many people in the business.
Sure.
So there's a guy there basically doing the counter.
Right.
Yeah. And you have to wait to go in. And how could these businesses survive? Now, Walmart's always going to survive. Target, they're big enough, they have the funds, and everyone's going there every day, and it's packed. But what about other businesses that can only have 6 people in their business at a time? I mean, do you need anything that bad? You're going to wait in line outside 6 feet apart to get in there. I mean, really, you're going to really need something.
It's funny because the other day I went to Specs, which is a liquor store.
Yeah, that's essential.
There's a line outside the door, but people were waiting in line.
But that's liquor.
To get into the liquor store.
Yeah, but that's an essential business. I mean, everyone needs their liquor. But I mean, there are certain businesses that thrive during the Depression. Liquor will always thrive.
It's amazing.
It's amazing that our state has changed the laws in a sense to where when you get takeout, you can now order drinks and beer and alcohol because they want people to stay home, but they know the importance of liquor in the household. I mean, they want to keep people at home and happy. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
but think about it.
I mean,
let's never take. And how do you go back to no longer serving alcohol in a delivery system once you allow it? Like, well, it's illegal now. We only did that during the coronavirus of 2020.
Well, it's always going to be a coronavirus.
Right. So now liquor's
always going to be part of the delivery.
But I feel like opening up a business out of my own house of a delivery system of I'll just deliver alcohol alcohol, but you need food with that. So I'll serve them a chocolate chip cookie with it. You order a cookie and you get whatever liquor you want.
I'm pretty sure the liquor you're receiving, it has to get regulated.
But that's what I'm saying. There's always going to be a loophole around it to say I can just stockpile liquor, and then I'm just saying there's a way to make money.
It's hard
legal. Yeah,
because
sure.
the liquor stores get a bulk discount. You're going to buy it at retail. Who's going to buy it from you?
But why do I need a brick and mortar? I should be able to. My house should be a business right here because it's delivery only.
But what are you going to deliver?
I'll make burritos. I'll serve beer. But what I'm saying is, you no longer need that business, a brick and mortar business. Everything is delivery now.
Right.
You call me up, I make it, and Grubhub comes and picks it up.
I understand.
I mean, it's kind of amazing. But what I feel is this is where the world is going to. More and more people are making their masks. They're making their own items. The states are picking and choosing what they every day it changes what is now acceptable because they want to keep people indoors. I don't see how certain businesses, a ballpark, how are they going to survive anymore?
Right. I don't think the government wants anyone to stay indoors because the way they make money is everyone pays taxes. So if no one's working, no one's paying taxes.
Absolutely.
So there's some of these people.
That's why the economy has to reopen.
I have a friend on Facebook, which I keep him around just for entertainment purposes, but he has like a really strong religious, not background. He's got a strong religious belief that all this is the government he's got this conspiracy theory where the government is trying to suppress his right to freedom. But in my thinking, the government doesn't want you to not work. They want you to work because that's how they make money, right?
Well, just like hospitals want you to get sick.
Well, exactly. But here's the thing: why would the government want to keep you at home? And then he says another thing where he says, the government wants to do this because it's easier to police you. Well, how are the police going to get paid if you don't work? The police get paid from taxes.
But I totally get that perspective. I can see how, because I don't trust the government either. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if maybe they did something and it got a little out of control, but it's like we're collateral damage.
But why would they want it
for short term? But it's short term.
If they had something out of control, I guess that would make sense. They don't want
short term.
They want people dying.
But like after 9/11, there were things that went into where I forget the name of the policies they implemented, but it was
TSA stuff?
Yeah, it's all terrorism, and now they could listen in on your phone calls. I mean, they could do anything because everything's under terrorism now, and just like now with a virus, they can do anything. Now they're tracking people with their phones. So if you have a virus, you're supposed to be home arrest now or house arrest. Now they can track your phone to see if you're staying home. Now it's allowed. I'm sure it got passed already, but that just says they're tracking all of us now legally because of this. But once they implement something, it never goes away. It's on the books. It's now law.
Okay.
People, you have less and less freedom. If I go outside, whip my dick out, and piss on my front porch, I can get fined.
Well, that shouldn't be allowed anyway.
Well, that's you saying that. But let's say
there's certain things that shouldn't be allowed. Well, that's one of them.
Well, maybe. But I think freedoms. I mean, for a free society and a free country, I do believe we have a lot less freedoms than we think. I mean, what are we really free to do?
Yeah, but it's protecting other people. That's the thing, is the freedoms that we think we
are protecting others.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, they do want to take away our guns. So, again, like, what are you really free to do?
Okay, so I don't think that's ever going to happen. But I mean,
that's what we say it now. But a year from now, we'll see.
All right.
I do think our freedoms are slowly being taken away. It's an onion, one layer at a time.
Okay, well,
big government,
what
big
freedom
brother.
do you think has been taken away?
Well, I really don't have the freedom to do anything. What can I do?
Yeah. Okay. So,
but I mean,
right now,
it starts with speeding.
But
you can't speed anymore because it's not healthy, right? God forbid. You got to wear your seatbelt.
Speeding.
Yeah, you got to wear your seatbelt. They start with the little things.
Save yourself. They
care that much about me? Why do they make cars that go 140 miles an hour?
Okay, so they
care that much.
Just like doctors want to keep you sick so that they can keep getting paid. Because
the pharmaceuticals probably.
The pharmaceuticals, either way. The government wants to keep you alive. They don't want to kill you. They want to keep you alive.
Why isn't tobacco illegal by now?
Yeah, I don't know.
It kills. Right on the box it says causes cancer, will kill you. Hey, here you go. And it's $113 a carton and people still buy it.
That's true.
I don't understand certain things in life. I mean, the government wants to protect us, but truly I do believe on some conspiracy theories. I mean, did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? Come on. We all know he didn't.
Probably not.
But yet, we don't even talk about him anymore.
I'm going towards the not. That's
we don't even talk about it. Is anybody even investigating anymore?
Well, no, because we got bigger problems now. We got the coronavirus.
Because the government released it to avoid anybody looking at Jeffrey Epstein.
So Jeffrey Epstein had some kind of a leverage against some government official.
That's it. So they released the Kraken.
So the government official released the coronavirus so that they can take the investigation off of them.
Remember Clash of the Titans? Release the Kraken. And so somebody knew something, and it's probably Hillary Clinton, right? So let's release this corona, and everyone will forget about Epstein.
It's possible,
but you never heard it.
It's possible. Anything's possible anymore.
But the news covers like 3 topics, and that's it. it. And it's all about the corona. That's it.
Yeah.
And then Trump, because, obviously he's can do no right. Everything is his fault.
Yeah.
The coronavirus, Trump, and then maybe there's something going on of
which
something
is
else.
insignificant. Because,
just to make it look like they're not focusing on the other two. Right. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But you don't hear about anything anymore.
There's this one story where this town said, stop going to your mailbox without pants. Did you hear about that one?
No, I haven't heard that one.
It was fake. It's fake news. So this town said, they put it out on Facebook or social media and said, whoever that is going out to their mailbox without any pants, please stop.
No underwear?
No underwear. Just no pants. Just when you go out to your mail, please wear pants.
Is that indecent exposure?
I'm sure that's the law. But
Okay.
but here's the thing. That town came out in public and said, you know what? It was just a joke. We're trying to make light of this whole situation.
Right.
I mean, we're joking, but we're not.
Right.
Don't do anything stupid like that.
Right.
Just
Well, it's those memes too, where you see the funny meme.
But it's funny because I saw it a lot on social media.
Yeah, that's
a
what I'm
lot
saying.
of people shared it as if it were news
Oh.
that someone actually did it, that someone actually went out to the mailbox and without any pants. And so they shared it and said, look what people are doing these days.
Right.
So it's like everything is almost, who do you believe? Who can you believe?
Well, that's the thing.
Even if a town says, oh, it was just a joke. But
People will still believe it.
They'll still believe it. They'll share it. And then some people will take it as true, which why would you? I don't blame them from taking it as true.
Because somebody out there does it.
Yes, someone probably does do that.
I might have done it last Thursday.
Probably.
I don't know.
No, and I'm sure you have.
I wear my boxers.
I wouldn't put it past you that you have.
I want to show off my dingaling.
But here's the thing: is I when people do that, even on purpose, that just discredits
Everything.
Everything.
That's where we're at in life. But I mean, is this kind of social media, is it good for America? Is it good for people's freedoms? Or do we give too much to people? Like, why do we give this technology to fucking morons? Meaning, it shouldn't be allowed because, again, it discredits everything.
Yeah, well.
But the
it's
freedom's
too
there.
late. It's too late.
It's too late.
It's been released. Social media has been released. The people that don't have common sense, don't care to verify any information anymore. They take everything that they see as true.
Right.
And then
it's too late.
They start sharing it, and then they release it, and then more and more people start believing it. It's
The box has been opened.
we're past the point of
No return.
no return where news has to be verified anymore.
But nobody verifies.
Well,
Nobody cares.
There's a certain percentage that no
But
one verifies.
once the story's out, and even if they verify it and send out like the right information, it's too late because everyone believes it.
Well, it's too late, but then those people will close their social media and then start releasing it to their friends and they start discussing it to their friends.
Okay.
And they don't see the part where it was either fake or it was just a joke, and they don't get that part. They don't see that part, so they take it as true and they spread it as truth
Absolutely.
to everyone else.
But let's be honest. Do you think human beings, generally speaking, we're too fucking stupid to have this technology of social media allowed to us?
I think for the majority, well, I don't know.
But a society is as strong as its weakest link,
now
right?
Now that I think of it, no, okay, so that's a good statement. That is a good statement.
Just came up with it, thank you, sir.
You say logical things every now and then.
Every now and then, I'll take that as a compliment.
That was one of them. So there's probably a huge percentage where people don't believe everything they see, but it's the few that do believe it that are louder than everyone else.
Absolutely.
And that share it.
That's counterculture, folks.
It's just amazing.
They're the loudest people in the group. They represent the smallest percentage of the population, but they're the loudest.
Right.
And they get, their headlines.
And then it keeps cycling through. It just keeps perpetuating because the loud people communicate to the other loud people and they keep sharing it.
Well, people are sheep and they will follow the loudness.
So here's the thing I just thought of just now. The sheep are a very small percentage, but that small percentage is louder than the large percentage of the population. So the sheep that everyone's talking about is really just a small population.
So that's not a small population.
But they are the loudest. So that's what
they get heard the most.
They get heard the most.
But the intelligent, they don't even look into it. It's the other idiots that follow it.
They don't look at it because they don't even want to bother with it. But
that's what I'm saying. Don't you think intelligent people, they're not really on social media?
Well, there's that saying where what's that saying? When you give advice, fools don't heed it, wise men don't need it.
There you go.
So the wise people, they don't need it and they won't listen. They don't care. They're just going to go on with their regular lives. But the fools,
absolutely,
they're going to continue spreading it because they think it's true.
I completely understand.
And then only the other fools are going to hear it and believe it.
Right.
And it just
fools and wise men.
It just cycles through.
But social media should only be for entertainment, not for truth, not for anything else. But unfortunately, that's today's news.
That's exactly what it is.
And but everyone's a blogger. Everyone's a journalist now. Everyone has a cell phone and a camera and wants to be famous. And so that's the problem. The box has been opened.
That was another thing. There's this nurse. I don't know if you saw that video.
Time for a cocktail.
All right.
Tell me about the nurse. Is she hot?
I'm gonna drink half of this. I'm gonna put half of the other.
You're crazy. I'm finishing this bottle tonight.
Pour the other half onto my glass.
You do what you got to do, brother. Whatever makes you sleep better at night.
Okay.
Tell me about this nurse.
So this
Was she like a
nurse
candy strapper?
who, quote unquote, everything's sexual with you.
Well, you know,
So
I'm drinking.
So this quote unquote nurse put out this video. She's crying, right?
Okay.
She's crying. She said, "I just quit my job because they wouldn't provide me my personal protective equipment,
PPEs.
my PPE. So I quit, and these hospitals, they're just not protecting us." And she's crying on this video.
Sure.
It turns out she's just an entertainer. All she does is put out memes. She put out videos. She puts out social media videos, because on another video, she's pretending to be Cardi B.
Nice.
Talking about coronavirus.
Once again, yeah.
Basically, that's it. So her first video of her pretending to be a nurse, which she might have been a nurse at one point, but now she's not.
Now she's an
more of
entertainer.
a social media entertainer.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how she gets millions of views, because she posts videos
She had
like
the right
this.
video, right time, and right everything, right
video,
content.
right time, exactly. So
I don't blame her.
everyone shared that video
As it was truth.
Went viral as if it was truth. Turns out she wasn't
Anything.
She wasn't anything.
Yeah, but she got the likes.
But
she got the millions.
likes. She got the million.
What about the
views.
GoFundMe? I'm sure she got a bunch of money.
Probably.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, it's amazing to me that people will believe
Anything they read.
anything. And I'll admit, there's a few things that that caught me. And it's
Did
like,
you send
wow.
that fake nurse some money?
No.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't send anyone money.
Why not? Because you're not generous, or because you know they're all a scam?
Because both.
There you
I'm
go.
not generous, and I think everything's
All right. The truth be told.
because I'm broke.
All right.
But
again, I
can't squeeze water out of a rock.
Yeah, I don't blame her for acting up or doing that. I don't blame her.
I don't
But
either.
that's the problem. She's so convincing. And I did see. I heard the story of it. I don't believe I saw the original, but I heard that, I think, on CNN even. And again, when you hear it, you want to feel for people. Just like when I pull up to an intersection and I see someone holding a sign, my instinct is to help them. But then my street smarts come in, and I go, "Fuck them! I got a job. You could have a job, and I know you're hustling.
Right.
You're hustling.
Right.
Look at you. You're. I saw driving up. You're talking on a cell phone. How do you have a payment plan on that? How do you do that? Right?
Right.
I don't know. It bothers me, man. But again, now social media, and the fact is that they reach millions of people if it goes viral. And people, you see that one with and I thought this was adorable, and I think it's super sweet. Little old lady, has a sign in the window. I need beer. If I lived in that neighborhood, I would have done it too.
Well, no, Coors and whatever company
They just dropped off.
They sent her beer.
I love it. But how did they know her address? How does that work?
Right.
Is that a publicity stunt?
Ooh.
Is it not from whoever donated the beer? It makes them look fucking phenomenal. Tell me I'm wrong.
I wouldn't put it past the actual company
Tell me I'm wrong.
making that whole thing up.
Exactly.
Just so that they can have their label on her social media.
No, but it could all be staged. Everything
brilliant.
is staged.
Fucking brilliant.
But how does Coors know that address?
Right.
How do they know it?
You just blew my mind, because
Everything's a conspiracy
because
again.
I didn't even think of that.
But how would they know?
I saw that on social media, and suddenly, how did they know her address?
How? I post something, nobody delivers shit to me. But you see what I'm saying? Hey, I'm out of Jack. How is anybody going to find me?
Right.
I'm not giving my address to people.
Right.
I don't have any deliveries. You see what I'm trying to say, though? And yet the next day,
Right.
she has all this beer.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful moment. It looks good, but it makes the company look like they're this generous fucking people. But they're not pumping money into anything. They're not selling in the bars.
amazing.
Think about all these beer companies. They're not selling to the bars, right? The bars are closed.
No.
So there you go. A nice publicity stunt.
Wow.
I don't mean to rain on that parade, but
No.
it just seems like everything is a scam.
That absolutely makes sense now.
Everything's a scam.
That makes sense to me.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's sad that you can't believe in media anymore. You can't believe what is the truth. The truth is what you interpret it to be. It's not a lie
absolutely.
if you believe in it.
Well, so I saw this thing about Uber the other day. So Uber, there was some kind of, long story short, there was some problem with Uber. Okay, some of the drivers were doing something.
What were they doing?
I don't know, but here's my point. My point is, who would release that?
How does it get released? Right.
That's the thing. Is
Uber's not doing it.
Unless Lyft, which is a competing company,
Sure.
releases this video saying or pretending them to be Uber. Oh, I remember now. It's this video.
All right.
Okay. It's a video of supposedly a customer filming a driver trying to touch her thigh.
The driver's touching. Was she in the passenger seat?
Yes, she was in the passenger
They
seat.
should be in the back seat anyway.
Right. Exactly. What
the fuck?
So first of all, she should be in the
Staged.
back seat. Exactly.
She wants to sue somebody, but you never know.
Right. So here, it's like 10 minutes of the camera.
So the driver clearly sees the camera.
Yes, exactly. So it's a camera, whether it's
From a
cell
phone, it's not like a hidden camera.
Let's just say it's from a phone. The phone is pointing towards her
Clearly.
thigh. Clearly. And here's the hand trying to touch her thigh.
Yeah.
And she's saying, please don't do that. and here he is trying to sneak up on her thigh again, and it's just constantly there.
Yeah.
It's just not twice, not 3 times, 4 or 5 times.
Did she say, stop the vehicle?
Yes.
I want to get the fuck
No,
out.
she never says that.
Did she say?
No.
Lick that finger?
She never says
nothing.
anything. She just continues
Yeah,
to
yeah.
film it. This guy continues to try to touch her thigh. And I'm like, this is completely
It's staged. Of course it is.
And by absolutely a competing company. It has to be a competing company.
How about this?
Because they're labeling, they're saying this
Right.
Uber driver is trying to touch my thigh.
Let's just say this.
And I'm like, and then I look at the comments. There's people there, oh, this Uber driver should be fired. Uber sucks. Uber
Right.
should be, everything's anti-Uber. And I'm like, you guys are idiots.
It's from Lyft.
Lyft
Yeah.
probably release this.
But think about it. We could just go make a video.
Yes.
I'm not affiliated with Lyft, Uber, or any other monkey business out there. We just gonna make a video.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna touch my buddy George's thigh and he can release a video and do the stop it, right? But think about it. And then you take a video and you send it to Uber and say,
Right.
if you don't pay me off, I'm gonna release this.
Right.
I'm not even an Uber driver.
Right.
It's a fake video because it's fake news.
Right.
And if they don't pay you off, you're just gonna send it out to the media, and then that's what I'm trying to say is everything is fake these days. Would they pay you off because they don't want the bad publicity?
Yeah.
What do you think in this day and age?
I don't think they would, just because
They would actually rather have the fake publicity.
well, the thing is, I bet you they get that all the time.
But see, that's the problem with society. That you could sue for free. I think any lawyer who takes a lawsuit and is frivolous, they should be disbarred. They should lose their license.
I wonder if they go if Uber actually contacts them and says, unless you can prove that it's Uber, then we won't pay you off. If you can prove that it is an Uber driver, then maybe we will.
But then I'm signing up for Uber tomorrow. We make a video. Suddenly, you see what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think you could walk into Walmart and just slip and fall. There doesn't have to be anything on the floor. Just wear
Cameras.
slippery shoes.
That reminds me.
No, but just slip on the floor. Just
No,
slip
but-
on the floor.
but there's-
no, just literally just slip. Just wear shoes and go. You see, I think it's bad this day and age.
That's funny because that reminds me of a video I saw.
Fucking
this
bastards.
lady supposedly slipped and fell in a Walmart,
Okay,
but she had this plastic bag.
water.
No, this plastic bag that she put on the floor.
Okay.
That she slipped on this plastic bag.
There you go.
But
She's
she
stupid.
didn't slip the first time, so she got the she got the plastic bag back from the ground and put it back where she's supposed to slip on it and try to step
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it and
One more
slip on
time.
it again. Right,
So
but
the
she
camera's
didn't understand, or she didn't realize that there's cameras on her.
Yeah, it's saying
So when she-
1935.
yeah, exactly. So it's like
No, I get it.
There's so many things that.
I don't like frivolous lawsuits. I just think the lawyers are the scum of the earth.
Well, I mean, there's a few
I'm just saying.
that give other lawyers a bad name for sure.
If you're legitimately hurt, and I think that's the problem. If you're legitimately hurt and then you go to sue, you just look like you're one of those people.
Right.
The whole story. Remember the Starbucks? No, it was McDonald's.
McDonald's
The
for the
coffee.
coffee, right.
Why do you put a hot coffee in between your snatch? I don't care how old you are. That's stupid. It's just plain common sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, so you ever bite something out of the microwave like it's too hot and you burn the roof of your mouth?
All the time.
Do you sue the manufacturer of the microwave, or are you a fucking moron?
I should.
Nobody told me it was going to be hot. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's just. I'm very opinionated when it comes to that
it's
stuff.
amazing that the plaintiff won the McDonald's lawsuit in the first place.
Oh, they won. But I think when it was all said and done, she made like $500,000.
Yes, but I think it's because at the time McDonald's didn't have that label that
Said
it's
it's-
hot. So again,
I know,
you
I know. It's just crazy.
if you come across something that's supposed to be obvious and it's not labeled yet,
You got a lawsuit.
I think you have a good lawsuit.
I
on
think
your
so
hands.
too. But I mean, again, we're raising a generation that we got to be bubble wrapped. We have to have signs for everything. And as a society, we are as strong as our weakest link, which unfortunately our weakest link is, writing their name in crayons and wearing helmets and knee pads. And it's pathetic.
Yeah.
And even now, the government shuts down society because our weakest link wants to go to the beach and party. You've seen that video? They're partying. It's spring break. Corona! But that's why. We have to shut down our society because people won't even listen.
Right.
It's crazy, man.
Protect people from themselves.
We have to protect the weakest links of our society. That's what it comes down to.
Guess so.
Well, that's really what it is.
Well, you would think. Well, so I think. Okay, here's the problem: is you're not actually
Ready for
protecting.
another?
Man, I just took a sip.
All right.
You need to take 4 shots to my 1.
Pretty much there, brother.
To be even. Okay, so anyway, I was saying here's the thing with they're actually not trying to protect people from themselves. They're trying to protect the innocent from stupid people. So because the stupid people are going out to beaches and getting infected,
They're trying to protect
they're trying to
the
protect
people that they give.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
which it makes sense. It does make sense.
So they don't want those people to start going to store. Like, let's say the person at the beach, the idiot that goes to the beach gets coronavirus, and then
gives it back to their grandparents.
well, either that or the idiot goes to a store that's away from the beach and they give
get
it
it.
to innocent people that are actually just there to buy food.
Do you ever feel like we gotta thin the herd?
Well, we should, but because the herd is mingled with the population, there's no way. If we can put the herd that we're trying to get rid of
right.
in an island all by themselves,
Yeah.
I think the government will be like, you know what? You guys do whatever you want. You guys can kill yourselves if you want, but we're going to keep you isolated so that we can protect the people that are trying to, abide by.
True. But have you seen images? I know CNN has covered it a little bit, but the Earth is healing itself a little bit.
Yeah, sure. The pollution.
Very quickly.
Right.
And so this is why I think viruses happen too. I mean, they want to, the Earth in a sense, deplete the population somehow. This might be the next Spanish, flu that it's going to wipe out a bunch of people because, again, it's just weird how things naturally happen. I mean, the Earth is healing itself,
Well, eventually an asteroid is going to come and wipe
us all out anyway.
Wipe us all out.
Yeah.
And then just like, what is it, George Carlin? He
was the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was up there.
So he's the smartest comedian I've ever listened to. But
very intelligent man.
So he said like the asteroid's going to come and it's going to wipe the Earth. And it's like,
and the Earth will be fine.
The Earth will be fine. Everyone will be fine.
Right.
But the Earth will be fine. The Earth will renew itself, and then eventually a single cell whatever is going to evolve into another
be monkeys
human.
again and so forth.
Monkeys and humans or however evolution works, and we're going to get rid of. It's just going to start back from zero.
Exactly, and there'll be a new Jesus, and I think it'll all happen the exact same way. Because again, people need hope.
I think it'd be similar.
I think so. And religion. I'm not religious at all, but I do believe and I understand the community, the tribal kind of feeling that people want to be in groups. And it makes you feel better when you know this life is coming to an end. You want to feel better about stuff,
Absolutely.
Getting tired there?
No, it's the drinking. You're forcing me to drink.
This wakes you up, brother.
That's not going to wake me up. That's going to keep me.
Nah.
Oh my God.
Tastes too good.
Pouring me another drink. What do we got here?
Well, you know what? One thing that's really pissing me off lately. Do we have time? We still on this episode?
20 more minutes.
I'm going to need 21 minutes on this one. Now, I have a problem with CNN right now. That's right. I'm calling out Don Lemon. They have this thing going on where they want to release prisoners. People in jail for this coronavirus. Now, I don't know about this. You did the crime, you do the time.
Well, they've already released the guy that
and he killed a couple people.
Trump's attorney. Trump's
that's
attorney
right.
that got convicted and he was serving.
It's already out.
Well, he's already out, and supposedly he was going to be released to his home to serve his remaining sentence at home because of the coronavirus in prison.
And he lives in a palace. I'm sure he's got his maids and blah blah. So he really didn't do any time. You know what I'm saying? What did he do? 6 months?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Yeah, something like that.
And now he's a rich man.
Well, I'm sure they're releasing low risk prisoners.
Are they?
I don't know.
We don't know. That's the thing. Nobody knows, and things are happening. But if you're in jail awaiting trial and you haven't been convicted of a crime, and they say as long as it's not a violent crime, it shouldn't be a death sentence. And I get that to a point. But the media is saying, oh, these people who are in jail don't have $25 for bail and blah blah. So if they don't have $25 to bail themselves out, where the fuck they living?
Right.
Maybe they did do the crime. They don't have $25.
Well, and if they didn't do the crime, they're going to be out and they have no money. And where are they going to stay?
They're going to be doing criminal activity.
They're going to stay at their families if they have a family. But how are they going to? They don't have a job. They can't get a job.
But the argument against this is there are people in here getting sick, and it's going to overwhelm the healthcare system and so forth. And I'm like, I don't know if I buy this really. I mean, the number one, I don't know, it's like 2.4 million people in our criminal.
Wouldn't you think in prison they could just?
Aren't they already confined?
Well, couldn't you just separate them?
Well, they're confined already. That's what I'm saying.
Half this building stays on this side. Half.
Well, you have cells.
Right.
You have two people to a cell. One's sick and the other one's not. You just put them in another sick one. But I mean,
yeah, you make a schedule for the cafeteria.
I don't. Well, serve them in their cell.
There you go.
Fuck, they don't need to come
serve
out.
Food at their cell.
Yeah. Let the person serving wear a mask, and that's it. But I just don't understand why people want to rush out and let these people free. I don't get it though. Well, how is that going to help society though? I'm very much into criminal justice.
I mean, save lives.
How? And the people that are in there, do we care? I mean, I'm just being honest.
No, and I don't.
I don't care either. And I know people in the system. It's like, hey, you fucked up.
Yeah, but because they probably did it.
Yeah, but do you want those people who probably did it on the street?
But I bet you they're not one of the ones that are getting released.
I would hope not.
These are the low.
But I heard two people got recently out and they killed people and they got back in. I would sue.
Name me your source.
Well, CNN, no doubt, and that's real news.
What was the name of this prisoner?
I'm gonna have to take a look. I don't have it in front of me. I'll research it and get back to you on the next part. All right. But I'm just saying. I mean, all right. For instance, how about this?
Low risk. I'm thinking.
What's your take on this?
Low risk people.
What's your take on this? Someone does 30 years because 30 years ago or 20 years ago they were marijuana, and now most states are legal. Yeah. Do you think, in your personal opinion, they should serve their sentence because at the time that's what the sentence was, but now that it's legal? How do you feel about that? Because I think they should serve their time.
Because they were committing. I think. So that's a double-edged sword. So if you release them now, are people now going to be committing crimes thinking, well, it's not going to be a crime later on, so I'm going to do it now. So if I go to prison later, I'm just going to
half
gamble
my sentence. Yeah,
that I'm just going to get out later. So
I think they should serve their crime
Well,
or their time.
yeah.
But it's weird to serve your time. That's something that's legal. So I get that aspect. But depending on, I mean, why would you be doing 30 years for an ounce of coke? You know, it's probably wouldn't be 30 years.
It's not going to be 30 years.
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't know. It's a weird thing because if I had a vote, I'm still voting against the legalization of marijuana. I don't think it's good for the kids. I think they're going to grow up just like tobacco and cigarettes. It's already bad for you. At some point, they should make it illegal, but then it's just going to increase the mob or gangsters.
At some point, someone like you back in the 1940s or 50s said the same thing about alcohol.
I agree. I think it should be illegal.
And now alcohol is...
Well, yeah, but it can't be good for us.
Probably the number one killer. I don't know.
Probably. Our livers and again, abuse and, violence.
Yeah, but marijuana, it calms people down. They don't make people violent like alcohol does.
Well, I just don't... I think because it's a drug, and I still think it's more of a gateway thing. I think people are going to try and experiment. But at the same time, do you want your youth...
Well, what is a gateway? Is alcohol? Can you consider alcohol?
Yeah, I think everything's a gateway.
Yeah, well, there you go. Alcohol's legal.
Yeah, and it probably shouldn't be because I can't say that because I do enjoy. I do enjoy a little alcohol. But I guess what I'm saying is the fact that there's a fact when it was illegal, more people consumed alcohol during its prohibition time.
How do they count? How do they know that? How do they know that?
That's what the facts are in the papers. That's a fact. Look it up on your Googles. Google that.
All right.
But then they say that more people consumed alcohol during the stage of when it was illegal. During Prohibition, more people consumed it. But I don't understand that either.
How does that make sense? If more
people want things that are illegal. It's sexy, it's fun.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Alcohol's too much good. It's too good.
If people...
It is. It's too good.
If you say people consume more alcohol when it was illegal...
That's what Google...
That's what Google said?
Yeah,
that's what you're basing your whole information from?
Is that fake media? Is it fake news? What is it?
Well, here's the thing.
Wikipedia.
Why would they consider more people consuming more alcohol when it was illegal when they don't even know the numbers? How do they even find out the numbers?
Well, I don't understand that if it's illegal. I know, I get that. But that's what created organized crime because there was that, it was a vice that people wanted. And because it was illegal and sexy and people wanted it, there was a demand. And that's really what organized crime started in the 20s, 30s. It was very popular because people would spend money for this stuff. You got the moonshine and other things. That's a fact. So that is a fact.
So that's what came into my mind. So the moonshine is being done illegally in some states.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how they're tracking how they're selling it.
But how are they making enough that let's just say let's just say we're back in the moonshine days.
Sure.
Okay. Alcohol is illegal. People are making moonshine.
Sure.
First of all, number one, how are they counting the people that are drinking alcohol? Because none of them are admitting that they're drinking alcohol. Because why would they implicate themselves to doing this?
I don't know how they figured out the numbers. I don't know. I mean, but they were importing from other countries barrels of liquor but that's how Al Capone and gangsters were making their money.
Okay, so first, when these people are drinking alcohol in private, in secret,
I don't know.
They're drinking all this alcohol, but then how is it more than when it was legal? Because now that it's legal, everyone
can track sales.
Everyone can track sales, and everyone's just the people that weren't buying it because it was legal now are buying it because it's legal. So it would make more sense that people are drinking more because now it's legal because not only
the people that wouldn't be drinking it illegally are now drinking it legally.
Exactly. So
I agree.
That would double the numbers.
I agree, but Wikipedia says something different. I don't get it either. I don't understand anything that's illegal. For instance, today, they say there's more human beings in slavery today than ever that have ever lived.
What?
How do you figure that out?
What slave? Like what?
Look it up on the Googles.
Well, slavery for what?
Well, human trafficking is a big business.
Okay.
It's a big business.
The thing with slavery,
you need to watch Taken.
Slavery.
Didn't you see Taken?
You could look across the street and you see a slave.
Slavery, though. Seriously, in other countries. See, we're so desensitized to what goes on because we're in a very, first-rate country in a sense. We don't have slaves. I mean, I would love one. I mean, come on now. Who wouldn't?
No.
But no, in other countries, though.
Why would you want one?
What are you talking about? I don't even understand the question. My point is, isn't it weird that there's more today in our life that have ever lived before?
That's not even possible.
It's very true. That's what Google. I Google everything.
And who are, other than the sex slave trade?
It's huge. Well, that alone is a lot because of that.
But human trafficking more than what it was back then.
Why do people steal kids these days? What do you think? Where do you think those kids go? Every day there's a kid.
Okay.
I get a phone Amber Alert every day. Every day.
I don't
Where do those kids go?
Well, I don't
Do
believe
you think
it.
they're lunch?
Every day.
Do you think they're lunch, or do you think they're being sold? What do you think is happening to them?
I'm sure there's a percentage that just run away because they have shitty parents or they have a shitty parent.
Wow, that's a parenting issue now.
Absolutely.
But how many of them you think get abducted and become either someone's lunch,
I don't-
or are they sold
lunch.
into because they're cannibals? They're gonna eat them, or are they sold?
Well, either way,
But in this, that happens in this country.
Okay,
What about
so-
in other countries where there's no law and you pay off the officials?
first of all, how do you even get the number?
I don't know. I don't know how they figured it out.
How do you get the number that there's more slaves today when
It's on Google.
when it's a secret thing?
I don't even know how they would know. That's what I'm saying. How do you know that?
Exactly.
Where do they get this information from?
Fake news, buddy.
See, that's what I'm saying. But do you believe in human trafficking?
There's absolutely.
Do you think it's a big business?
I'm sure it is.
Did you see the movie Taken?
Yes.
There were a lot of them in that whorehouse that they were all tied down.
I'm sure there's.
I think that exists everywhere.
But I don't think it's as much as this back then where there were actual slaves where slavery was normal and
Normal? What do you mean by that, sir? Sounds like you condone that kind of shit. Cheers.
oh my god, another one I didn't even see.
I didn't-
that one. See? Yeah.
You could take it like a man, take it like a champ. But isn't that crazy? The movie Taken. Now, do you remember that's the first movie that Liam Neeson became a badass? When I saw this movie, I'm looking at this old man, and he's so young back then compared to the way he is now.
Well, yeah, people age.
But that movie in Hostel, remember Hostel?
Yeah.
I believe that shit exists. And you ever see The Green Inferno?
No.
Fantastic movie. Bunch of fucking activists who think they're saving the world, but the fucking rainforest go down there and they get fucking eaten by a tribe because the tribal people, that's how they live. I believe in cannibals. I believe in human trafficking. I believe all this shit exists. I don't believe it's any kind of fucking conspiracy.
Okay,
that's why I don't travel out of the country.
I believe these things happen,
Yeah.
but I don't believe that it's more rampant now than it was back then when slavery was not accepted, but when slavery was
the norm.
was the norm.
Yeah. But they say, and I don't know how
Who's
that.
they?
Google. Google says that it is. But what's funny, in a sad way, but it's all because now, human trafficking, I don't know. I mean, it's scary to think, but I've seen so many movies and documentaries. I should reword documentaries. No, but it's scary. Like I'm an elderly man now. No one's gonna fucking kidnap me and send me somewhere. I might have a good time, But it's scary to think that if you were a young woman, if you had a young daughter, would you be scared?
I absolutely.
Would you be scared of human trafficking or like a snatching or cannibalism?
And it's unfortunate that it's. I'm sure currently you should still be aware of your surroundings.
Always.
because it's never going to end. That there's always going to be someone that's going to be sick and twisted that's going to want to kidnap.
But for what reason? Why do they want to kidnap?
Well, sure, to enslave
fuck
them,
it, eat it,
to
or
them.
enslave it.
Exactly. And I understand that. And I have a friend.
That was abducted?
Well, no, that tried to get abducted.
No way.
Not tried to get abducted, but was almost
Unsuccessful attempt?
an unsuccessful attempt.
Talk to us.
Oh, well, it was an amazing story. She was telling me that they were walking, and I don't remember where this was. It was either here in El Paso or in Mexico. Where,
How old were they?
Oh, they were young. They were in high school, I believe, or
Okay.
maybe even
Young and-
middle school. And there's this guy that tried to knock her out, but her friend was with her, thankfully, and saved her. Like I don't remember the particulars, but there was someone that tried to abduct her.
I believe it.
And it's like it's amazing that.
It's amazing that guy didn't get away with it.
Yeah.
Because two teenage girls can
Exactly.
take two of them.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
But I mean, these sick and twisted people are always going to exist.
You know what's funny? They're sick and twisted, yet society and the general public were fascinated by watching these documentaries of serial killers. I love it. I'm telling you, I tune in and I can't stop. I can't
I
stop.
think because you're a psychopath, but
I might be.
at heart. You're
I
a
might be.
psychopath.
I might be. I'm fascinated. I am absolutely fascinated with all these serial killers, all these shows, and the ones that shoot up everybody. I want to know their story. I want to know what happened. I'm so intrigued. You know what I'm saying? I can't help it. I love them. I'm fascinated, and I'm not the only one.
Well, of course. Obviously, it wouldn't be a show. It wouldn't be a show that they published or produced if they didn't think it was going to be popular.
But I also think,
But I think it's a good
because I know these things exist. That's why I'm more intrigued. Like there are people that have their head in the sand and think otherwise, and this is
Well, what can you do about it?
nothing except learn and watch and be
Yeah,
entertained
well, no,
by
I
the
mean,
suffering of others.
I think it should actually be more popular. Those shows should be more popular so that parents can teach their kids that, hey, this stuff still happens.
I agree.
This thing can still happen to you. So you should be careful.
I agree.
And I think maybe that's why they justify those shows. It's like, we'll put out the show so that more and more people can spread it and say, hey, stuff like this still happens.
Absolutely. It's scary. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. I don't know. I do enjoy watching the shows, and I cringe, my hands sweat, and I'm like, holy fuck, when you hear about what these people did, and yet we idolize them. They're posters. You can buy posters of these fuckers.
I don't think so.
You can!
Who? Like who?
Just Amazon it, man. Type in serial killer photo.
Oh my god.
No, to put in.
Pretty sure you can't. I'm gonna type it in right now.
Yeah, I guarantee.
I guarantee you.
Holy
that
shit!
They don't
Are we making a wager?
sensationalize-
We making a wager of a shot?
Yes, we
you
are.
take this shot if you don't.
Okay. What's okay? So
Put
poster?
No. Yeah. Put a poster. Let's put
poster of who?
Ted. Wait. Ted Bundy. Let's do Ted Bundy.
Bundy poster.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Tell me one doesn't pop up. Yeah. Oh, I said you don't want to take that shot, do you? Let me see it. Ted Bundy. There's no way it doesn't pop up. We're a fucking society of serial killers, man.
All right, give me another one.
Is he up there?
Well, yeah.
How many?
But that's Ted Bundy.
Oh,
It's a famous.
Okay, but that's what I'm talking. How about Ed Gein?
Who?
Ed E.D.
Ed.
Gein. Gein.
Gein.
Bam.
Gein. Ed Gein. Poster of Ed Gein.
Yeah, that's your second shot.
Nothing.
No way. I spelled them wrong then.
There's
Oh, now.
sex ed famous movie. There's a cartoon.
Not of Ed Gein.
No, there's Ed Gein, Ted Bundy, Eddie Kemper, fine art print.
What about fine art print? There you go. What about?
Yeah, but that's what you get.
No, I don't want that one. Oh, that's Amazon. How about the Night Stalker?
All right, Night
Stalker.
What poster?
Yeah. See, Stalker poster.
Night Stalker poster.
What about the? Did it pop up?
There's not. I mean,
Let me see.
look. The thing is, I don't think.
But I got you on the first one, Ted Bundy.
All right.
Yeah, you got the Night Stalker here.
Where? Let me see a picture of him. Let me see a poster of the Night Stalker.
Yeah, that's and you know he was born in El Paso.
No.
Yeah.
Well, let me see a picture. Let me see the
I'm
poster.
gonna get him to him. Oh, that's his name. Type it. Richard Ramirez is the Night Stalker. I gotta spell right. Bam, that's like two shots.
Let me see.
That's Richard Ramirez. You just gotta look for the poster. And what about the cannibal guy? What's the guy in
Well, yeah, they're advertising their.
Well, they're all over the place. But my point is, we're fascinated as a society about these people. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, Ted Bundy though. That's all that matters. That was the bet. And we're gambling men. We gamble on anything.
All right.
Suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up.
With that, we are ending our episode with that.
Are we already there?
No, we are already there.
Holy shit.
All right.
Drink up.
I'm
Take
drinking.
it like a champ. Woo! That was pretty good. All right. As always, be safe, especially El Paso. We want our community to be safe and follow all our guidelines from the CDC, our state governor, and everyone else.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely. We're doing
Social distancing.
tremendous work.
Tremendous. We're the best.
We're the best. We're testing more and more people than any other city.
Every day.
Every day, we're doing less and less coronavirus victims than any other city.
And stop hoarding the fucking toilet paper, people.
Yes.
I'm tired of using the garden hose.
We need toilet paper back in stock.
Absolutely. All right.
All right, everyone. That is our time for this episode. Hopefully you learned something new. Maybe we even connected with some of you at some level, or you were just plain entertained. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember, always be grateful, think of the things you have in life, and don't obsess about what you don't have. Keep looking forward, and always strive to be better than you were yesterday. Thanks. See you next time.
Sweet. Until next time, be kind. Take care.